Tough game, tough loss. The positives are we brought turnovers way down. We've been having trouble there. We got it to 9, which was a big improvement. We had 3 really good defensive quarters, but in the fourth we couldn't get the ball in the hole, and that was the difference in the game.
Pat, if you could unmute and ask.
Rick, what scheme caused those struggles offensively in the fourth quarter and late third as well?
Physical play. I thought, their aggression made it tough on us. We had some good looks that didn't go down, and we had others that were not good, and we were up against the shot clock a couple times. And this place can turn into a frenzied place. So we just we got to do a better job of executing, and it always helps to get stops. And in the fourth quarter, getting outscored 23-10, we were getting stops, but we weren't getting enough.
James, you can unmute and go.
Rick, why do you think Miles was told 3 points tonight since the ball to escape out of the game?
Well, teams are going to pay more attention to him because of the way he's shooting the ball. I think it's going to be, on me to get him some more opportunities moving toward the basket, maybe on rolls and some other things. Those opportunities weren't there tonight, and that's something I got to look at. But I don't know, this game was never going to be about somebody's individual performance. This was going to be how we were going to be able to come together in a very difficult environment, stay together through tough stretches and fight through. And for the majority of the game, we did a lot of good things in that vein. The last 5 or 6 minutes, things broke open, and it was tough. But right now we got to make sure that everybody's getting treatments, taking care of their bodies. Having Duarte out tonight, it hurts us, being one man down. So we'll hopefully be able to get him back on Wednesday. And all these games are hard. They're all going to be tough.
Gwendolyn, if you could unmute and ask.
Thank you. Gwendolyn Governor for St. Joseph. You were just talking about what it was the first game you've seen him without him on the court. What do you value the most when he's able to play?
He's a good all-around player. He's been a very good defender on the ball. He's a guy that can score. He can create shots. He has length, athleticism, one of our best athletes. So we're gonna miss all those things when he's not out there. But look, he's banged up and he couldn't play. It's not his fault. He's just his shoulder was really bothering him, and so we'll just hope he's feeling better by Wednesday. If not, we'll adjust and we'll do whatever we have to do to play a better game.
Pat, go ahead.
You had 33 assists on Saturday. Team played very different game. The physical nature of New York. Is that a byproduct of your physicality? Would you like to see the ball perhaps moving more?
Yeah, we had I don't know what it was at halftime, but in the second half we did get stagnant. There were situations where even when we were trying to play just out of flow and pace without play calls, the ball stuck at times. And so it's stuff we got to look at and do better with. Simple as that.
James, go ahead. Last one on Zoom.
We're going to need to talk earlier this week about the physicality of the Knicks being tougher. Is this a game where we can go back and say, this is where we can be tougher, or we might feel what it looks like?
Yeah, one of the things that I said to the guys after the game is, being in this kind of hostile environment and being this close to winning. The score is not indicative of the closeness of the game. I mean, it's a one-possession game with, a minute and a half to go or something like that. This is a growth opportunity. We got to take advantage of it. we got to learn from mistakes. We got to learn from situations where the ball stuck. We got to learn where we had, defensive mistakes happen, and we just gotta get better. This is a tough week. Everybody's that we're playing is really hungry to win, and look, we got to get the ball in the basket better. We had some tough luck with shots that I thought were pretty good looks. Some tough luck with shots around the rim that we would normally make. Those kinds of things are things you got to deal with on the road. But we'll look at the film, see where we can get better, and we'll make adjustments we need to make headed into the Detroit game.
Malcolm, it was a real struggle to score for the final quarter and a half. What led to those struggles offensively?
I think they picked up their pressure, but for us, we responded and stopped moving the ball, and we didn't get the best shots.
James, if you want to unmute and go.
Malcolm, Rick talked about this being the game where you can kind of figure out your toughness or see how physical you can be. As leaders, as one leader of this team, what do you take away from this game as far as toughness and how you be tough for every team?
We're a tough team. In the past we've out-toughed New York. Tonight they out-toughed us. I take away that we still have growth. We still got to evolve and get better and be tougher on a consistent basis.
Pat Boylan, unmute and go.
You noted their physicality. You guys had 33 assists on Saturday, just 16 tonight. What's the key to having more consistent ball?
I think talking about it, and then we got to go out and simply do it, implement it. It's what our team thrives on, is moving the ball, getting good shots. And even when another team picks up their pressure and their physicality, we got to stick to what we do.
James, go ahead.
Malcolm, obviously, like you said, the fourth quarter was a struggle there. What were you all saying to each other during that period, just to, I guess, keep or find some rhythm?
We're still in a good spot. We're down a few points on the road in a hostile environment. We're still in a good spot to keep playing, to get back to our basketball, moving the ball, but also getting stops, and we honestly weren't able to do either.
Caris, could you describe the challenges you guys were facing in this half there, the last quarter and a half offensively? What led to those offensive struggles?
I think we have to look at it, but I think spacing offensively wasn't the best, and I had a lot of shots in the paint that I usually make that I like for myself. I think the ball stuck a little bit in my hands as well, so it'll just be something we have to look at going forward. But overall, I think we played a great game, man, especially defensively, and we're still learning. I'm still getting healthy. This is our third, fourth game where we're all healthy, so I think overall we're pleased. We wanted to get the win, but it happens, man.
James, if you want to unmute, go ahead.
Caris, I know for you and Malcolm, this is the third game together this season. How much do games like this maybe not have to happen, but you have to go through things like this just to get your team back together?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think you said it best. It's our third game at full strength, and Malcolm and I didn't play a lot together last year either. So that chemistry is building every single day, every single possession. And a game like this on the road, tough environment. Obviously, we want to get the win, but I think the experience is the most important thing for us right now.
Right. Gwendolyn, if you want to unmute and go ahead.
Domantas, we've had 7 games when you start with number. What would you say the team is to close the game?
Nights like tonight, Caris said it, our spacing wasn't right to help each other, perform at our best, and defense was solid all game, we just couldn't make any shots in the fourth quarter. I think we had 10 points, so, as long as we get that right, we're going to go over it, watch it and figure things out, and I think we'll be straight.
Scott Agnes, if you could unmute and go.
Caris, when you guys missed the last 14 shots for the chances, reset the offense, reestablish things, or you guys really just kind of need to see a couple go through and that kind of clean it up a little bit?
I don't think it's time to chalk the whole offense. We had some good looks at it. They played good defense, give them credit as well. But I think it's just a matter of, getting our spacing together and just knocking shots down, to be honest with you. We normally knock those shots down that we missed. Like I said, the ball stuck a little in my hands as well, but I don't think it's time to make any major changes with the offense.
James, go ahead.
Domantas, still for you, it seemed like you all kind of struggled to contain some of the guard play against the rim. Even Derrick Rose had like the dagger floater there at the end. What made it so difficult to contain those guys tonight?
This NBA, you know, they're talented players. You know, they're gonna go out there and score. You know, I felt like we did a good job. At the end of the day, they had like 90-something points. You can't stop everything. You know, I feel like if we just would have come around the offense, you know, it would have been a completely different fourth quarter.
Tony East, go ahead.
Caris, you talked about how they took you out of your spacing, and Malcolm mentioned earlier that something the Knicks did, they kind of turned this game when they upped the pressure on you guys. What can you do when they're doing that to regain your spacing and get into what you guys want to do?
I think just slowing ourselves down, mentally, not letting them speed us up, you know, spacing the floor, and just, you know, cutting harder, screening harder, making the extra pass, just doing everything, giving, you know, 1% more, because, you know, they're hyped up, so we got to be calm. And I think at times we were doing that, but I think at times, you know, we kind of got a little rattled. I don't want to say rattled, but we kind of just, we didn't do what we were supposed to do. And, you know, like I said, it's still young. We're young. Like, this is 3-4 games together with us. You know, the chemistry's still growing, so we'll be fine, and we have a lot of confidence in ourselves.
All right, James, last one.
Just two real quick. One, do you think this is like a one-off type of game where it's, you know, 2 for 20 or whatever? And then secondly, how do you all get Miles more involved in the season low 3 points tonight?
2 for 20 was what?
2 for 20 was what you all shot in the fourth quarter.
Oh, okay,
Do you think
okay.
that's like a one-off type of thing, or?
Yeah, I don't think we've shot 2 for 20 all season, so I guess I would say that's a one-off type of thing. And I would say for Miles, he was preaching all night to get the ball to the second side, and I think when we did that, we got good results. But I think sometimes, like I said, the ball stuck a little bit too much, and it never touched the second side. And a lot of times he was on that second side, so it's just something that we have to do and have to look at. And we definitely got to get him more involved out there.